from cancer to brain tumors to heart disease to crippling effects of some, operation or mistake or accident, kidney failure. I have seen the restoration of vision, of things that are simply impossible according to medical standards. And it has been, I don't say unbelievable anymore, or amazing. And he doesn't. He says it is not extraordinary. In each one of us are these healing powers, these ability to self-heal, and he awakens them, empowers, enhances, removes the pain, the fear. That alone liberates the being to many degrees, psychologically, emotionally, and then the effects show physically.
When I'm taking care of someone in really bad shape, really dying, first thing I blend. It's easy, we're always one. But you just don't know the system. I do. We blend. Then we just detach from this little reality, this realm of limited possibilities, and go to another one, where things are much easier to fix, and then go back. It's just what I call surfing. I'm just bypassing the system and inculcating into their deeper mind and free will center, heal yourself instead of destroying yourself. You heal yourself. I don't heal. There are two healers. God, you, all of you. I'm just interceding. I'm just in between, surfing.
A man who could barely walk or talk, Alzheimer's for 5 years. This man, after being treated by Philip once, was able to stand up in a courtroom and demand that the judge give him his business back. Another case was a child working with a doctor that we worked with, who had been born without a corpus callosum, the part of the brain that integrates the left and right hemisphere. This child was born into a Mexican family in East LA, a poor family. They loved the child. He could do nothing. He could not move.
Carlos, born premature at 34 weeks and without a corpus callosum, did not talk, walk, sit up by himself, or feed himself. After a few months of treatment, he began speaking one-syllable words. To distinguish his right and left, he began feeding himself and is now able to sit up in a back-supported chair. He's able to interact with people and the environment, moving his arms and legs and using his muscles for facial expression. Another patient was 2-year-old Danielle, suffering from lung cancer. She had received 1 round of chemotherapy when Philip and I began working on her. After 4 weekly treatments, she no longer needed chemotherapy. Today, she is cancer-free. Dina Villanueva, September 9, 1998.
At the California Institute of Human Science, which is where I met Philip, they were doing 2 years of testing on him. They were testing his brain waves. They were testing his before and after of all his patients for 2 years. He broke the records in all cases. In one case, it went off the charts. The chart didn't have a limit for his results. It was a kidney failure. And all of a sudden, after one treatment, bursts of energy into the kidney. The person is revitalized with health that maintained, it's documented, for several years. Also at the California Institute, they have a shielded room. It's called a Faraday cage, and they're very proud of it. There's very few of them built, and it's built to block electromagnetic waves. People at the Institute were documenting Philip. So the idea was for Philip to do a processing while in the shielded room. If there was an effect from his processing that was observable in the subjects while he was in that shielded room, that his technology has little or nothing to do with electromagnetism. And electromagnetism is the structure of our physical world. So that what he is doing is taking place at a much more fundamental level. And that's exactly what happened. The effects were astoundingly dramatic. And documented that Philip does in fact take care of the cause of the problem. That's what he's known to do. He goes at the cause, and then the effects show psychological, emotional, spiritual, and physical. That's a symptom. Those are the symptoms of his treatment. Also, what they did at this institute and at the other institutes in California, other doctors and researchers got in on this and mapped his brain, the EEG standard way, and then another way called the brain mapping. In one case, the brain mapping that was done shows a picture of the alpha band, and it increased from resting to processing state 40 times, not 40%, 40 times what it started out as. These scientists had never seen anything like this ever from a human brain.
My real project is called IMAGO, I-M-A-G-O, which in terms of psychoanalysis means a state of perfect completion. In terms of entomology, insect is the perfect insect after a larval life. Sometimes the IMAGO state lasts only 1 day, but what a day. We all are larvae compared to our own potential. And there is an evolutionary leap that's long overdue, actually that has been blocked by those forces of chaos, those forces of destruction. For millions of years, remember I'm a paleontologist and I know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a leap that's long overdue, and that's my project, to turn everyone from its larval state into an imago complete being. And it takes just starting the whole process, priming the pump, having a team of a few dozen people whom I've taught directly, who are going to taught others, and so forth. One person can teach 10 person can teach 1,000, and it goes exponentially, and very, very fast. Once again, from proofs. It couldn't have happened 10 years ago, it couldn't have happened 100 years ago. It had, no matter how sad it is, to be that cataclysmic, that disastrous the situation, to the point where everybody is walking with a finger crossed now. Even governments, they know that time is running out. And it's exactly when things look completely desperate and hopeless that actually there is a window of hope opening. That's the positive part. That's the hope. I wasn't ready, you weren't ready, we all are ready now, and we have to do it. Why? Because it's possible. Before it wasn't. So I'll delegate, people will delegate themselves, and so forth, and we can change things and keep horrible things to happen. They will happen, either horribly or beautifully. Let's make them happen beautifully, peacefully and painlessly. It's like a birth. It can be convulsive, it can be otherwise, it can be also beautiful. And the real name, the real concept, my family, my clan, they call themselves the midwives of God. And that's exactly how it fits today. We need midwives. We need to teach midwives for a new birth.